Hi everyone, in this project we're going to go through the steps to create an informative, interactive Scratch project. There's heaps of different ways this project can look or work, so I encourage you to change and tweak it to make it your own. Because this is a beginner video, we're going to be covering how to create your own backgrounds and your own sprites, and then we'll be programming them to make it interactive. To guide you through the process, I'm going to be creating my own project, which will explain the different elements of the Scratch user interface. You could follow the same steps to create a project on a particular country or artwork, or you could create an interactive poster or diagram the same way. You might want to follow along using the web app or the desktop app. If you're using the web app, open your internet browser and type in scratch.mit.edu and then click on Create in the top left-hand corner to get started. Firstly, if you've logged in, remember to give your project a name and then delete the default sprite. Now click on the Backdrop tab and then move your mouse down to the Add New Backdrop button, but remember not to click on it yet. You can choose to choose a new backdrop from the Scratch library, paint your own backdrop, choose a surprise backdrop from the Scratch library, upload a backdrop from your device, or use your device's camera to create a backdrop. I'm going to upload one from my computer. And now we're ready to create some sprites. Go back to the Code tab and then move your mouse down to the Add New Sprite button, but remember, don't click just yet. You'll notice some similar options. You can choose a sprite from the Scratch library, paint your own, choose a random one from the Scratch library, or upload your own. I'm going to upload one from my computer and reduce its size to 20%. I'm also going to paint a couple of my own sprites and choose some from the library. After you've got all your sprites, make sure they're all at the right size. Now that we've got our background and our sprites created, the next thing to do is to program the sprites so they do what we want them to. For my project, I want the character to move around the stage, and whenever it touches one of the other sprites, I want that sprite to tell the character what that part of the user interface does. Let's start by programming the character sprite to go to the bottom of the screen when the green flag is pressed, and then move when I press the arrow keys on the keyboard. Select the sprite which you want to write the script for, and then start choosing the blocks you're going to need. When you've finished your programming, test your script to see if it works. You could get your character to move around using different keys on the keyboard, or you could get it to follow your cursor around the stage. The next thing to do is to program the other sprites to talk to the character when he bumps into them. The script will say, as soon as the green flag is clicked, forever check if this sprite is touching the character. If that condition is true, say the information for 5 seconds. Always test your code as you go to make sure it works. If you wanted to do it differently, you could trigger the action by using a mouse click on the sprite, or you could get it to say the information using a voice recording. So there you have it, a nice and simple, informative and interactive project. If you're interested in checking out the project which I created in this video, you can find it by going into Scratch and searching my username. If you've followed the steps in this video, please make sure you share your projects with me.